coach Mike Kiefer.
Especially the young people in the stands. There's nothing beneficial from drugs or alcohol or any tobacco-related products. It's only going to end poorly. We do not want to have any more memorial games for any of our players. Your families don't need to go through that, your friends, your loved ones. And so let's keep Lauren's memory alive through this game. Thank you to Live Oak for being here. Thank you to Coach Kiefer for making a donation for this game. And let's keep Lauren's family in our thoughts and our prayers. Thank you.
We'll get things going with the starting lineups. For the Live Oak Acorns head coach, Mike Kiefer. Assistant coach, Lindsay Bougie.
Pleasant good evening to you from Branham High School in San Jose. It's a live presentation of CreaTV Sports. We're proud to bring you Central Coast Section girls basketball. We cut in, you just heard some comments from Branham head coach Joshua Lagarde for this game tonight. It's between the Branham Bruins and the Live Oak Acorns. Both these teams coming in at 6-3 in non-league play. That is their overall record as we are going through the month of December. A little bit of a note tonight on what is going on is this is what they are calling the Lauren Clay Memorial Game. Lauren Clay was a alumnus of Branham High School, graduated in the class of 2011, tragically passed away while she was a student at San Diego State University, and so this game is being played in her honor. So you heard Branham head coach Joshua Lagarde making some comments to the onlookers here tonight. But the starting lineups are being introduced, and we want to go ahead and bring those to you before we tip off. Let's go ahead and introduce you to the starting five for the Live Oak Acorns. This is the starting five that will be under head coach Mike Kiefer. Adrian Gomez is a starting guard, and she is a junior. Alexis Munson is a senior starting at forward. Alex Jaramillo is starting at guard. She is also a junior. Annabella Stewart, starting forward, is a senior. And Reagan Kirk is starting at guard. She is a sophomore. For the Branham Bruins, this is what their starting five will look like under head coach Joshua Lagarde. Starting at point guard will be number 33, Sarah Jursinovich. Number 12, Sarah Hodgeny is also a guard, and she is a junior. Wearing number 0 is Kyra Armbrust, and she is a senior starting at guard. Peyton Scatini is the starting forward, and she is a junior. And the starting center for the Branham Bruins, Katarina Knezevich, and she is the starting center. She's also the returning MVP of the Blossom Valley Athletic League Santa Teresa West Division. So she will be a focal point for this Branham Bruins team tonight. Branham in their home whites with the blue numbers and the blue outline. You can see them huddled up on their side of the court. Live Oak in their road green uniforms with the yellow numbers and the white outline. As both teams are ready to tip off, our officials this evening are Mike Lozano and Walt Hanniger. Annabella Stewart is in the center circle. She is tipping off against Katarina Knezevich. We are ready for a tip-off. 8-minute quarters here for this game, and Branham wins the tip, and they get first possession. Here is Jursinovich bringing it up to the front court. Fida already inside to Knezevich. As Armbrust is in the far corner, tries to drive baseline, and she steps out of bounds. And they're actually going to blow a whistle here, and they will get Live Oak for a foul. And it's going to be against Adrian Gomez, so that's her first foul of the evening. So already 10 seconds in, we have our first foul. Inbound to Knezevich, and they bring it back out to Jursinovich. Here is a three in the far corner, and that one was made by Hodgeny. And so Branham jumps out to an early 3-0 lead in this first quarter. Branham going with a man-to-man defense here on the outset of this first quarter. You see Live Oak is really swinging it around the perimeter here. Nice cut towards the inside, but nice play on the passing lanes by Hodgeny. Here is a three in response by Gomez. It's a bit too strong, and Knezovic has the rebound and brings it up herself. Knezovic with some handle. She loses it near the center circle, and it's a turnover back to Live Oak, and that was Reagan Kirk who comes up with the steal. Gomez, the point guard, goes to her left, tries to use the off-ball screen, goes off glass and can't finish, and the rebound is brought down by Knezovic. Knezovic very active on the glass in the early going, and she is, once again, as we said, the focal point for this Branham Bruins team tonight. Armbrust at the far corner, feeds it inside to Knezovic, too strong off glass, and the rebound is by Munson. Live Oak taking their time, bringing it up the court. They will try to use their speed and athleticism. As you can see, they are a little bit smaller on offense, especially for their starting five. A little bit of a crisscross dribble, a bit of a teardrop shot. It rims in and out. And the rebound brought down by Branham, and it's lost in the backcourt. Nice recovery by Gomez, and she gets the first points of the evening for the Live Oak Acorns. Live Oak now going with a full court press, trying to speed things up against the Branham Bruins. Branham trying to break the press, and they do. However, that ball had to be saved, and Gomez gets the steal off the hands of Scattini. Stewart at the top of the key, a little bit two-man game with Gomez, but that was kicked by Armbrust. And possession will remain with Live Oak. 5:55 left to go here in this first quarter. A 3-2 advantage for Branham in the early going. Both these teams at 6-3. However, both these teams coming in a little bit of a skid as well, which we'll talk about as the evening goes on tonight. Using the on-ball screen, that was Jaramillo, but that is a turnover into the hands of Knezovic. She tries it herself, goes off glass, and gets the bank to go, and Knezovic has her first points of the night. It's now a 5-2 advantage for the Bruins. Branham going back to a bit of a full court press, but they back off early on. And nice play on the passing lane there by Jurcinovic, and she creates another turnover. A three on the far wing. It's off back iron. Tried to get the roll, and that was a miss by Hajani. And Gomez has the rebound. She'll bring it up court. Going up against the defense of Scattini, and she goes back towards the painted area. Live Oak getting ready with a substitution at the dead ball. Gomez goes right into the double team. Good pick and roll by Stewart with the pump fake. Goes off glass and in. Nice read on the pick and roll by Stewart, and Live Oak is now back to within one. Live Oak going back with a full court press. Here's Hajani going towards the far sideline. And she finds Jurcinovic, who is back at the controls. Jurcinovic drives herself, and she will draw the foul and hits the deck hard. That's a first foul for Alexis Munson. And Jurcinovic a little slow getting up, but she seems to be okay. But a bit of a hard foul there. She tried to drive the lane early on.
Second, team foul.
And we already have our first substitutions for both sides. Kendall Kirk and Allie Conlon are checking in for Live Oak. And for Branham, Maya Madrid will see her first minutes tonight. She's usually the first player off the bench for the Bruins. Inbound by Knezovic. It's now back into the hands of Jurcinovic. Nice feed inside to Knezovic, and too strong off the back iron, but a nice offensive rebound by Madrid, and she cycles it back out beyond the three-point line. Madrid, far corner three, and off back iron once again. It's a loose rebound. It's going to go right to the hands of Knezovic, and she gets her second bucket of the night. 4 points in the early going for Knezovic, and Branham out to a 7-4 lead over Live Oak. Live Oak making the trip up from Morgan Hill. Short drive up the 101 freeway. Trying to look for their 7th win of the season. Gomez with a shot too strong off glass. Knezovic did get the rebound, and it's going to be a loose ball foul. And it will be against Live Oak's Kendall Kirk. And that's her first of the night. In fact, it was a little bit questionable whether Kendall Kirk was even going to play tonight. And she was dealing with an injury, but she is coming off the bench tonight. Branham breaks the full court press. Knezovic at the controls. Finds Armbrust beyond the three-point line, and that was well played there by Kirk. Jurcinovic at the controls, going to her left. 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Used the screen by Knezovic. Goes to her right. A teardrop off the front rim and goes in. Jurcinovic with her first points of the night, and Branham off to a nice start here. 9-4 advantage as we come up on 3:30 left here in the first quarter. Gomez directing traffic, trying to use the on-ball screen from Munson. Changes her mind, goes to the left. Kicks it back out. It's a mid-range jumper off back iron, and we do have a whistle on the shot by Jaramillo. And the foul is going to go to Hajani, and that is her first of the night.
Sarah Haggerty, first personal foul. First team foul. Alexandra Arleo at the line.
And Alexandra Jaramillo is at the free throw line. She makes the first free throw of the night. And we have some substitutions as Skatini will check back in for Knezovic. She will get a break. And Reagan Kirk will check back in place of Alexis Munson. Jaramillo makes the first free throw. The second one on the way. It is in and out off left iron. Way to keep that ball alive by Reagan Kirk, and it's a new possession for Live Oak. Gomez calling for it, and she is swarmed by a whole bunch of Branham defenders. Tried to use the off-ball screen. Nice spin move. Tries to drive the lane, and she gets that one to go. And Gomez with 4 points already in the first quarter.
Adrian Gomez.
And Jersinovich brings up to the front court. A kick out to Hajani for three. Way too strong. Misses everything. Madrid gets the rebound, but it is going back to Live Oak once again as she turns it over. Gomez trying to push. Then Live Oak tries to look to tie this game up. Jaramillo going to her left, loses control, but it goes to Kirk. Off back iron, and that misses, and it's a rebound on the offensive glass. And that one goes up and over and out. That one's by Kendall Kirk. But what a finish there for Live Oak. Kendall Kirk with her first points of the night, and we have a tie game right at 9. Hajani goes right into the trap, and it's a steal by Gomez. She is a breakaway by herself. Goes off glass and finishes. Adrian Gomez, 6 points in the first quarter as they now take an 11-9 lead. Gomez trying to overplay the passing lane, and Branham looks to break the press, and they do. Madrid stops, has the three, and she had it blocked, but it is a foul as well. Reagan Kirk was going for the block, but she drew some contact on the wrist, and that will be 3 free throws for Maya Madrid. A little bit of a frenetic pace going on, but that is the ideal tempo that both Live Oak and Branham like to play at. So Madrid will be the first of 3 free throw attempts on the night, and she gets the first one to go.
Madrid at the line.
And substitution as Knezovic will check back in place of Hajani, but they'll have to hold off on that for just a second. Branham usually goes with a short bench. Just 6-man rotation that Josh Lagarde will use as Madrid makes the second free throw. Maya Madrid does see a lot of minutes as the 6th man for this Branham basketball team. Very much a 3-point shooting specialist, and that is a big weapon, especially when you come off the bench. 2 free throws in for Madrid. The third one is good, so she makes that foul pay for Live Oak as Branham now has the lead once again at 12-11. Jaramillo at the controls now at the point, tries to utilize the screen, and she does so with Isabella Corona, and it's a turnover back to Branham. Knezovic on the one-man break. She cannot finish, and it goes off her knee. It's a turnover for Branham, and Live Oak may have caught a lucky break there. 12-11 edge for Branham here in the first quarter. Had some great action tonight here from Branham High School. Glad you could join us on CreaTV Sports tonight. Jaramillo at the far wing. Finds Gomez in the far corner and tries to drive baseline. Nice cut there by Munson. Rejected as she was met at the top by Knezovic. They kick it back out to Gomez at the far corner. Reagan Kirk recovers a loose ball for 3. Misses everything. And this is going to go out of bounds. It goes back to Branham. So nice defense there by the Bruins to really stifle that possession for Live Oak. Jersinovich is at the controls. And they bring it up to Knezovic to break the press. Jersinovich calling for it. Tries to drive the lane. Has all sorts of daylight and cannot finish. And there is the rebound off the floor by Gomez, and she is on the run. Gomez to her left. A teardrop shot from inside the free throw line. That was a bit of a wild shot and could not even get any rim. And it's a turnover. It goes back to Branham.
Bruins return number 12, Sarah Haggerty.
So Sarah Hajani will check back in place of Sarah Jersinovich. And Hajani is now back at the controls. Armbruster is there underneath her own basket. Branham looking for a way to break this Live Oak press. They're really putting the clamps down in the backcourt. Hodgeny finally able to break it. They will have a whistle. It's a double dribble that they call Hodgeny for. And Live Oak, there you can see the pressure going in from the backcourt, bringing it up to the front, is causing Branham some problems early on. Reagan Kirk at the controls, bringing it up to the front court. 50 seconds left here in this first quarter. Corona at the top of the key. 5 seconds left to shoot. They got to do something here. Kirk, does she recognize it? Throws up a wild shot off front iron, and that is a loose ball. And this will go out of bounds. It will go back to Branham.
Returns number 33, Sarah Jersevich.
Actually, that was off Branham, so it will stay underneath this basket here. So it is Live Oak possession with a new shot clock. Gomez to inbound underneath her own basket. Inbounds to Munson. Met at the top by Scatini. She draws the foul and will get herself to the line. So Munson, the senior forward, her third year on this varsity squad. She was actually a bench player last year, but this is her first year on the starting lineup this year. A high arcing free throw, and it goes off back iron, and it's no good. As Ira Gomez will check in place of Jaramillo. She will go to the bench for a breather. Munson's had a lot of off-the-court honors as well. In fact, she was just recently awarded Student of the Year from the Morgan Hill Chamber of Commerce. She misses both free throws, however, as Knezevich with the rebound. She brings up to the front court herself. Tries to find Jersinovich in the front, and that was a great play by Gomez to play the passing lane. Will stay on Branham's side of the court. 27 seconds left here in the first quarter. Hodgeny will inbound under the basket, being guarded by Corona. Back out to Hodgeny for three, way over everything, but nice recovery there by Scatini, and she tried to save it, but it goes back into Munson's hands. It's another turnover for Live Oak as they look to push. Corona with a 3-on-2 break. There is a whistle, and there is a timeout as we have a bit of an injury as one of Branham's players, Peyton Scatini, has still not gotten up. She took a hard fall under her own basket as she's being looked at by her head coach right now. So what we will do here for just a moment, we will take a short break while they do tend to her. So we hope that Scatini is okay. We'll have more to come here on CreaTV as it stands right now. 12-11 lead for the Branham Bruins here in the first quarter. More to come in just a few minutes.
This show sucks.
What the?
Don't like this program? Did you know you could create your own?
Really?
Yeah.
What the?
First, there are a few things you need to know about copyright. Copyright is any intellectual property that is protected by law, such as literature, movies, music, and more. If you want to use intellectual property, you must get permission from the owner.
But what if we can't get permission?
Legally, you can't use it because you would be at risk of content removal and lawsuits. However, copyright fosters new and innovative ideas.
If I want to produce content, but I can't get permission for intellectual property?
We can use our own creativity.
Copyright! Just remember, copyright is all around us, which means I must be going.
Cool, now I want to make my own video.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Branham High School. We return to action here. Peyton Scatini is okay. She was able to walk off under her own power. 6 seconds left here in the first quarter. Swing around to Gomez at the far corner. 2 seconds left. Can they get one last shot off? They do so, but Knezevich with the block, and that is how this first quarter will end. So after one, the Branham Bruins lead the Live Oak Acorns by a score of 12-11. So a very even start all the way around. We will take a quick break in between quarters, and when we come back, we'll have the second quarter of action from Branham High School in San Jose. More to come on CreaTV in just a couple minutes.
This show sucks.
What the?
Don't like this program? Did you know you could create your own?
Really?
Yeah.
What the?
First, there are a few things you need to know about copyright. Copyright is any intellectual property that is protected by law, such as literature, movies, music, and more. If you want to use intellectual property, you must get permission from the owner.
But what if we can't get permission?
Legally, you can't use it because you would be at risk of content removal and lawsuits. However, copyright fosters new and innovative ideas.
If I want to produce content, but I can't get permission for intellectual property.
We can use our own creativity.
Copyright! Just remember, copyright is all around us, which means I must be going.
Cool. Now on to make my own video.
Ready to begin the second quarter here at Branham High School. Gomez bringing it up to the front court for Live Oak. Nice bounce pass to Munson as she goes off glass and in. Munson with her first basket of the night, and Live Oak is back up by 1 as we are getting things started here in the second quarter. Live Oak still going with that full court press. Branham still trying to find ways to break it as that pass was a little out of the reach of Hogany as Madrid was pressured into that turnover. So you can see Live Oak's pressure all across the full court is really giving Branham a whole lot of problems right now. You got a little bit of confusion here on the court, but getting that cleared up right now. So Live Oak will inbound it in front of their bench. Here is Ira Gomez, who will bring it up to the front. Gomez going up against the defense of Hogany. Nice recovery there by Reagan Kirk. Tried to find Munson on the baseline. She couldn't handle the pass. So that's a turnover for Live Oak. It goes back to Branham. Turnovers have been a little bit of a problem here for both teams early on in this first quarter. Jursinovich trying to navigate a way to break the press. Nearly lost it in the backcourt. Madrid comes over to help her out. And Knezovic is able to bring it up to the front. Reagan Kirk with a nice steal, and she gets a 3-on-2 break started. Kirk goes into the painted area, draws the foul on, looked like it was Jursinovich there who drew the contact. She will get a blocking foul, however, so Reagan Kirk will get herself to the line.
Foul, sir. Jursinovich.
So that is Jursinovich's first of the evening, third team foul for Branham as Kirk goes to the line for her first of 2 free throws, and she gets the first one to go. First free throw from Kirk is good. Second one on the way. It's off the right side of the iron, and Jursinovich has the rebound. Live Oak easing up off the press a little bit. Jursinovich kicks it out to Madrid. A 3-ball corner pocket, and that is off back iron. Nice rebound there by Corona. Corona, nice push pass to Munson. Tried to get that one up without a dribble. Kicks it back out to Corona for the mid-range, and that is too short. And Madrid has the rebound off the floor. Madrid to Jursinovich to try to get out of that press. Jursinovich with the up-court pass. Nice bounce pass to Knezovic, but it is Live Oak with another turnover as they play the passing lane. Gomez brings it up to her left side. Tries to go around the baseline. Reverse layup. How'd she get that one to go? Oh, goodness. That was some baseline drive there by Gomez. That will prompt Joshua Lagarde to call a timeout. 6:26 to go here in the second quarter as Live Oak has their biggest lead of the evening at 16-12 over the Branham Bruins. As you can see on your screen there for Live Oak, head coach Mike Kiefer going over some strategy with his team. This is Kiefer's 9th year as the head coach of the Lady Acorns. He was actually JV coach for the past 5 seasons, and he's actually going on his 16th year teaching U.S. history and geography. So far using his clipboard to try to plot his way to another victory here. And Jursinovich is ready to inbound it under her own basket. Branham trying to get things going on the offensive side of things. They've been shut out so far in the second quarter as Live Oak is really putting the heat on with that full court press. Drusinovic to her left side. Finds Knezovic, and she's being guarded very tightly by Reagan Kirk, but she's able to break the press. Madrid tries to respond with a three, misses everything except the glass, and Reagan Kirk has another rebound. Armbruster tried to overplay the passing lane, and that could cost her. Gomez gets to the front court, weaves her way through the Branham defense, and that was a nice idea, but she could not get the finish. Reagan Kirk with another rebound. She's been very active on the floor tonight. Nice head fake by Corona, baseline drive, gets that one to finish. Corona, her first points off the bench, and Live Oak stretches its lead to 6. Forecourt pass to Armbruster. It is a turnover, and back to Live Oak. Will the possession go? And Live Oak is really putting the clamps down on that full court press now. Gomez inbounding it to the other Gomez. Actually, Adrian is older sister to Ira. Reagan Kirk, mid-range jumper off the pass, too strong. Knezovic with the rebound. Knezovic tries to push it ahead to Armbruster. Armbruster drawing the contact from Reagan Kirk, and that will be a foul. So already Reagan Kirk's second foul of the evening. That's something that head coach Mike Kiefer may have to keep an eye on. As it looks like he's not going to waste any time. He's going to have a substitution coming in. Alex Jaramillo is checking back in for Reagan Kirk, who's in a little bit of foul trouble. Inbound to Madrid as she will get the offense going. 5:25 to go here in this first half. Branham scuffling a bit on offense as they trail by 6 currently. This is the largest lead for Live Oak tonight. Inbound feed to Knezovic. Draws a double team. Looking for a little bit of help. Gets it back out to Drusinovic. Tries to drive to her left side. The kick out to Armbruster for 3. Too strong. And the rebound back to Corona right in between the Branham double team. She breaks it, and here comes Kendall Kirk coming off the bench here for Live Oak. And now it is Ira Gomez at the controls. Gomez trying to find her older sister Adrian. Nice tap pass to Kendall Kirk. She can't finish it. And Knezovic with the rebound. Maya Madrid tried to push it to break the press and gets it back to Knezovic. Knezovic to her right. Nice look on the feed to Sims, and she could not track it down. It is a turnover, and it goes back to Live Oak. Alec Conlon now checking in as Isabella Corona will go back to the bench. And one note on Ashanti Sims, who you just saw there on that last sequence of events there. She's a freshman who was just brought up from the JV squad. Feed inside to Conlon, and then Knezovic met her right at the top. Another block for her. Drusinovic on the cross-court pass brings it up to the front court. Sims with it, and she goes right into trouble, but she does draw contact on Kendall Kirk, and that's her second foul of the evening.
Live Oak foul. Kendall Kirk, second personal foul.
And with those 2 fouls, Annabella Stewart will check back in for Live Oak. And Sarah Hajani will check back in now as Ashanti Sims goes to the bench. Branham still looking for their first points of the second quarter. They go right to Knezovic, and there's the points right there. And Katarina Knezovic with 6 points already, leading this Branham squad as they go back to within 4. Jaramillo kicks it out. Adrian Gomez with a 3, and that's off right iron, and the rebound goes right to Drusinovic. Tries to push it up court. Nice play on the overread there by Gomez. However, this will remain Branham possession, and that nearly knocked away the scorer's table. Nice aggressive play there by Gomez. Armbruster will inbound. Live Oak still implementing that really tight man-to-man pressure defense. And Knezovic has the double team. Armbruster coming in for a little bit of help, goes to her left side, kicks it back out to Knezovic. Spin move over her left shoulder, loses the ball, and Adrian Gomez with the steal. Here's a 2-on-2 break. She sends it on over to Jaramillo. Gets the block by Drusinovic, but she may have drawn contact, and she gets the foul called on her. So that is Drusinovic's second foul of the night, and that will be free throws for Jaramillo. First free throw hits the glass and doesn't even get iron. Alexis Munson will check back in for Annabella Stewart as she goes right to the bench. Jaramillo 1 for 3 on free throws already. Second free throw on the way is up and good, so she splits the pair. Second point of the night, and Live Oak stretches their lead back to 5. 3:30 and counting here in this first half. This non-league matchup between Live Oak and Branham. There is Hajani with the tight defense there. She's being hounded by that tight defense, rather. Armbruster goes to her left side, off glass, and can't finish, and the rebound goes back to Adrian Gomez, and she will slow things up just a little bit. Branham really scuffling on offense right now, only 2 points here in this quarter. Nice feed inside, and the finish there by Ira Gomez. So the Gomez connection there working some wonders. Ira Gomez now with 4 points off the bench. Live Oak now with a 7-point lead. This is the largest they've had this entire evening. And here's Knezovic trying to break the press. Armbruster thought about the 3, settles for the mid-range jumper and pulls it a little short. And the rebound back to Adrian Gomez once again. Adrian Gomez going to her younger sister Ira. Ira nearly dragged her foot there. That would have been very close to a traveling call. Jaramillo using the on-ball screen. And now Ira Gomez using the screen herself goes right into a double team, but kicks it back out to Jaramillo at the top of the key. Goes to her right side. Here is a mid-range jumper, and that is a nice finish there by Conlon. She gets her first bucket of the night. 9-point lead now for Live Oak, and Branham is really having some issues with this full-court press as Jurcinovic hits the deck hard once again, so they will probably get Jaramillo for a foul, and that is the call. First foul on Jaramillo. That is the 17th foul on Live Oak. And because that is the 17th foul, that will mean free throws for the Branham Bruins. So this could be a good opportunity for them to whittle into this deficit a bit, because as of right now, they've been having a hard time getting anything going on offense. That as of right now, just to give you an idea of what's been going on, Live Oak has outscored Branham in this quarter 12-2. Jurcinovic at the line. First free throw on the way. The 101 bonus, and she gets the first one in. It's worth noting that Jurcinovic really isn't a natural point guard, but she stepped into the role and has done quite well there. Second free throw on the way. It's off back iron, so Jurcinovic splits the free throws as Conlon tracks down the loose ball. Final 2 minutes here of this first half. It's been a good first half for Live Oak, making the trip up from Morgan Hill. Jaramillo going to her right side. Nice deflection there by Knezovic. That goes right to the Branham bench, and it remains Live Oak possession. We have some substitutions here as Corona and Reagan Kirk will check back in for Live Oak. Adrian Gomez inbounds it to Reagan Kirk. She is at the controls right at the top of the key, being closely guarded by Knezovic. Ira Gomez goes right into trouble and turns the ball over. That's a good steal there by Armbruster. Armbruster going right into the teeth of that trap. And Jurcinovic brings it up to the front court. 1:35 left here in this first half. Branham really has only been held to one bucket. Nice drop pass into Knezovic, and she's able to put that one away. Katarina Knezovic now with 8 points in the first half, brings Branham back to within 6. Adrian Gomez directing traffic at the Branham logo, calling for the screen. And nice spin move there to shake the defender. Here is Reagan Kirk at the circle, right around the free throw line, and she collects the loose ball. Corona has it, but I think we've got a Branham player who is a little slow getting up, and that looks to be Armbruster. And she is really favoring that right leg. Looks to be her left leg, so she has to limp to the bench. And so Rhea Kapoor will check in her place, and hopefully Armbruster is not seriously hurt. She's going to get attended to at the trainer's table. And Kirk will inbound it right in front of the Branham bench. Adrian Gomez trying to direct traffic here. Utilizes the on-ball screen, but picks up the dribble. She's in a little bit of trouble, but her younger sister Ira comes in to help. Feed inside to Reagan Kirk, tries to go over Knezovic. Nearly got that one to fall off glass, but Jurcinovic gets the rebound. Final minute of this first half. Branham trying to cut this to within at least a bucket here before halftime. Cross-court pass to Jurcinovic to the far wing, drives inside, goes with a right-hand finish from the left block. That's not a finish you see every day. But Jurcinovic with now 6 points in this first half and brings Branham back to within 4. Shot clock is off. Looks like Live Oak will play for the final shot of the first half. Ira Gomez with possession at the far wing. Finds Reagan Kirk on the far corner. I was trying to drive baseline, but they forced it back towards the middle. 6 seconds left. Adrian Gomez step back near the free throw line, and she gets that one to go. Adrian Gomez with that bucket, and that is how this first half will end. So Live Oak really putting the clamps down on defense in that second quarter. And at the end of the first half of play, the Live Oak Acorns leading the host Branham Bruins by a score of 25-19. We will step away for just a few minutes. When we come back, we will have a recap of the first half and get you ready for the second half of action from Branham High School in San Jose. More to come on CreaTV in just a little bit.
Oh, come on.
Whoa, what's all the fuss about?
Hey, Ned Neutral. I'm just trying to apply for a job opening, but the page won't load. What's the point of paying my internet service provider if they can't give me simple access to a website?
Well, Sam, that could be the new norm if net neutrality rulings are reversed.
Net neutrality?
Communication is a necessity, which is why the FCC deemed the internet a public utility in 2015.
What does that mean?
It means that the internet was regulated, and internet service providers couldn't block or slow down content that they didn't agree with. But that's all changing now. The FCC plans to reverse net neutrality and give corporations the freedom that they want.
What can they do with this power?
Well, that's the scary part. They can slow down any service that they disagree with, block news outlets, or bring your web pages to a halt.
That's horrible. We as consumers need to have our voices heard and tell them to keep an open internet.
You better do it fast, because if net neutrality is restricted, then you might not have the platform to speak through.
Why is that?
Because the open internet is a platform for marginalized voices, if you want to question large internet providers, you will receive a one-way ticket to access denied.
Content removal, information restriction, speed throttling? It's just not fair. The public deserves equal access to the internet.
So call your representative, contact the FCC, let them know how you feel, and fight for an open and fair internet.
Hello? Ned? Anyone there?
Welcome back, everybody, to Branham High School as we are recapping everything on the first half. It's been a good first half for Live Oak. They've had a lot of success with their full court pressure defense. As you can see, they've been creating a lot of backcourt turnovers there, really causing Branham a lot of problems. However, Katarina Knezovic has been the bright spot for Branham as she has scored 8 points to lead the Branham Bruins. But there you can see Adrian Gomez is also one of the leading scorers with 8 points as well. She has been one of the top scorers tonight. And you can also see Knezovic has made her presence felt on the defensive side of things. But Adrian Gomez, she has been very, very active all along the glass tonight. And really all across throughout the entire court, she's been causing Branham all sorts of problems. And really, as rightfully so, she's one of the big reasons as to why Live Oak currently leads right now. So we are ready for the second half of action here from Branham High School. As Branham has the opening possession. And they're trying to get this full court press solved. And once again, there you see Adrian Gomez causing a whole lot of problems. She's been getting her hands into all sorts of passing lanes tonight. Knezovic drives over her right shoulder, draws the contact. And Gomez, unfortunately, is going to draw the foul, and that will get Knezovic to the line. So for Adrian Gomez, that is her second foul of the night. And so Knezovic gets herself to the line. As mentioned earlier, she is the leading scorer for Branham as she gets the first free throw in. With that free throw, she now has 9 points on the night. And as I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, she is the returning most valuable player of the Blossom Valley Athletic League Santa Teresa division. She splits the free throws as Branham is now within 5. So here comes Live Oak with possession going up to the front court, this time going from right to left. Reagan Kirk finding Adrian Gomez. Gomez going one-on-one with Armbruster. Munson coming up for the screen. Gomez doesn't use it. Kick out to Jaramillo for 3, and it's a little bit short. Munson with the offensive rebound. Kicks it back out. Tried to find Adrian Gomez, but she was nowhere to be found. They're going to rule that it was a deflection on Branham, so the ball will remain with Live Oak, as Adrian Gomez will be inbounding it right in front of me, rather. Gomez looking for Reagan Kirk, and she finds her in the backcourt. She'll bring it back up. Reagan Kirk going to her left using the Stewart screen. Gomez thought about the mid-range jumper. Nice overplay there by Knezovic as she gets the steal. 3-on-2 break for Branham, but they decide to slow it up instead. Knezovic with the high arcing pass. Nice baseline drive by Jersinovic. Gets it to go, and Branham is now within 3. 8 points now on the night for Jersinovic. As Branham trying to get things going on offense. They only scored 7 points in that second quarter. Jaramillo going to her left, overshoots the pass to Gomez, but a recovery there by Munson. Jaramillo thought about the baseline drive, but she swings it back around the perimeter instead. Reagan Kirk using the head fake, tries to spin move over her left shoulder, and the bank is open even after 7 o'clock. 3 points now on the night for Reagan Kirk, and now here is Jersinovic trying to respond. Hajani for 3, and as off front iron. Nice recovery there by Armbruster as she gets the follow-up bucket. Clara Armbruster with her first bucket of the night as Branham is still within a 3-point game. Jaramillo with the right shoulder drive going towards the baseline. Step back jumper, and we've got a wedgie. And now, the awkward silence. Except if you're watching on CreaTV. And while we do have a moment here, while we're still trying to get this wedgie figured out, hey, third time's the charm. Adrian Gomez will inbound it underneath her own basket. We have a substitution, however. Kendall Kirk will check back in for Annabella Stewart. So Gomez looking for somebody to inbound it to, and Kendall Kirk recovers the loose ball. Kirk going to her right and skips it back out to her sister Reagan. Knezovic met her right at the top as that shot went nowhere close to the rim, and here it comes Knezovic. Tried to do the cross-court bounce pass to Armbruster, but the Kirk sisters are responding in kind with some great defense of their own. Reagan Kirk goes around the on-ball screen, blocked by Knezovic, but she did draw contact. She gets the foul, and that will send Reagan Kirk to the line. First foul of the evening for Knezovic, and that will send Reagan Kirk to the line. And she gets the first free throw to go, and it was so quiet here in the gym, you could hear the twine just get tickled by the ball. First free throw good, second one too strong off back iron, and Jersinovic with the rebound. What an overplay there by Jaramillo on the passing lane. Jaramillo thought about the baseline jumper and brings it back beyond the three-point line. Inside feed looking for Munson, and nowhere close there on that bounce pass. And head coach Mike Kiefer not happy with that one. He will use a timeout. 5:22 left to go here in the third quarter as Live Oak still has a 4-point lead here, but you can tell Mike Kiefer is a little bit frustrated there. And while we have a moment, we do want to thank our sponsor for tonight's game, and that is San Jose City Council member Donald Rocha. He represents District 9 of San Jose here in City Hall. He made quite a generous donation to allow us to bring you tonight's game. So a very special thanks to our sponsor tonight, San Jose City Council member Donald Rocha, who represents District 9 in San Jose. As it stands right now, 5:22 left to go here in the third quarter. The Live Oak Acorns with a 28-24 lead over the Branham Bruins. In fact, Live Oak just coming off a Santa Teresa Western Division Championship last season, so looking to defend that as well. In fact, Live Oak coming into tonight has been in a little bit of a skid. Started the season 5-0, and they've lost 3 of their last 4 games. However, Branham has had a little bit of a struggle as well. They've lost their last 2, so both these teams trying to snap some losing streaks here and come away with a victory tonight as they continue to plow their way through this non-league schedule. Madrid and Jurcinovic in the backcourt. Live Oak still going with that full court press here as Branham really hasn't had an answer for it. Madrid now into the front court as the press is broken. Live Oak going back to man-to-man. Gomez tries the overplay. Jurcinovic trying to make him pay. Tries to split the defenders and hits the deck. She will get herself to the line for 2 free throws. And for Live Oak, that will be a foul on Alexis Munson, and that's her second.
Foul. Alexis Munson, second personal foul.
Jurcinovic, first free throw. It goes right through the twine. Second free throw on the way from Jurcinovic is up and good. So Jurcinovic now has 10 points to lead all scorers as we have a substitution now. Allie Conlon will check back in for Alexis Munson. And Adrian Gomez will bring this up to the front court for Live Oak as they now have a 2-point lead going into 4:56 left here in the third. Jaramillo tries to drive baseline, goes into the double team. Reagan Kirk bails her out. Going across the free throw line, backs her way in, goes over left shoulder, and it's an air ball. Knezovic got the rebound, but she was forced out of bounds. She could not keep her balance. And she actually will draw the foul. It will be a foul on Kendall Kirk. And that is her, looks to be her 3rd personal foul from my count. We'll get that double checked here in just a moment. Branham now into the front court, 4:35 to go here in the third as they trail by 2. Miami Madrid with possession, finds Armbruster. Nice feed inside to Knezovic, goes off glass. She gets the bucket, and we are tied at 28. Knezovic now with 11 points on the night. Once again leading all scorers. She is the second Branham player to be in double figures. Here is Conlon at the free throw line. Reagan Kirk for 3 as a response, and she misses everything. But Conlon with the rebound, got Knezovic up in the air. Gomez going to try and drive the lane. Rejected by Knezovic. It is off the hand of Kendall Kirk as it goes out of bounds beyond the baseline, and it will go back to Branham. Very good defensive sequence there for Branham as they've got this game tied once again. They haven't led since the first quarter when they led 12-11. And Jurcinovic breathing a bit of a sigh of relief there as Gomez was really overplaying that passing. Armbrust for 3, misses everything as she was way short on that shot, and the rebound is to Kendall Kirk. Now here is Gomez bringing it up to the front court, 3:45 to go here in the third. Gomez near corner, being guarded by Armbrust. Trying to direct traffic there, try to clear the way. She calls for the on-ball screen and uses it from Kendall Kirk. Nice baseline drive, she gets the foul, and she will get herself to the line. And that is the 3rd foul on Jurcinovic. And so that could be a little bit of a problem here for head coach Joshua Lagarde, as Kendall Kirk will go to the line once again. First free throw on the way, and gets the shooter's roll.
Kendall Kirk at the line.
A little bit of English there right as at the end there. As Rhea Kapoor will check back in for Jurcinovic. Second free throw on the way from Kirk, and gets the shooter's roll again. 4 points on the night for Kendall Kirk after those made free throws. Live Oak retakes the lead. And we've got a little bit of a collision between a couple of Live Oak players there. And we have a whistle there, and looks like a little bit of confusion here between our officials. And so possession will stay with Branham, as Hajani will inbound it right in front of the scorer's table and feeds it right to Madrid in the backcourt. Madrid going mano-a-mano with Kendall Kirk. Nice crossover dribble to go to her left. Madrid thought about the 3, but instead gets it to Armbrust. Armbrust with the feet to Kapoor inside, goes off glass and gets it to go. Kapoor with her first bucket of the night, and we are tied once again at 30. This has been a highly competitive game between these two teams tonight. Nice feed inside to Jaramillo, but she went right into the teeth of the double team, and Knezovic has the steal. Knezovic pushing it ahead. Nice read there by Gomez with the steal. Gomez trying to push it up court to Jaramillo. Jaramillo goes off glass, can't go. What a cleanup job there by Reagan Kirk for the finish. And a 30-second timeout called by head coach Joshua Lagarde as Branham, as soon as they try to play catch-up, Live Oak just has an answer for them as it stands right now. 2:51 left to go here in the third, as Live Oak with a 32-30 lead over the host Branham Bruins. I wanted to mention one thing, too. For Joshua Lagarde, he is actually in his 4th season as the head coach of this Branham Bruins team. In fact, he is also an alum of Branham High School, graduated in 2004. A little bit of a strange coincidence. He and I actually share the same high school graduation year. A little bit of a fun fact there. Also, a little bit of a fun fact for you here about this campus is that before Valley Christian actually moved up to their Skyway campus, they did occupy this Branham site for quite a few years. As we get back to action here, Armbrust in the backcourt trying to solve this Live Oak press, and this has really caused him a lot of problems. Does break the press getting into the front court, and now here is Knezovic, the starting center, out beyond the three-point line with possession. Knezovic going to try and get it herself and couldn't get the angle on it. A nice rebound there by Conlon, but it's a turnover in the backcourt. Knezovic has it now, fights her way through 3 Acorn defenders and draws the foul and gets herself to the line.
Live Oak foul, Reagan Kirk, 3rd personal foul.
And that is the 3rd personal foul on Reagan Kirk. That will send Knezovic back to the line again. And she cannot capitalize on the first free throw. So the first free throw is no good for Knezovic. Second free throw on the way, and she misses both. Jaramillo with the rebound as she will bring it up to the front court. And thought about the free throw jumper, but Kapoor jumps in there to draw the jump ball, and the possession will go to Branham. So good heads-up play there by Kapoor to force a change of possession there, as Live Oak will have some substitutions here. Corona and Munson check back in. Here is the inbound to Kapoor. Branham still trying to find an answer for that full court press. Madrid gets into the front court to break it. Pass out to Armbrust. Nice feed inside to the painted area to Madrid for the finish. Madrid now with 5 points, and we are now tied once again at 32. Gomez directing traffic, goes to her left side. Here's Jaramillo going one-on-one with Hajani. On-ball screen used by Gomez, goes back to her left side and finds Conlon beyond the top of the three-point line. Conlon going right into the teeth of that double team. Here is Corona, goes towards the painted area. Off the glass, she had to get it off before the shot clock buzzed, and it was a lucky shot there. Nice play on the backcourt by Gomez, and she cannot finish the layup. Adrian Gomez picks up her own rebound. She draws contact, and Adrian Gomez, understandably a little bit upset. She had quite the easy layup after getting the backcourt steal, but could not convert. And now Ira Gomez will check in. So both the Gomez sisters are on the court now as Alex Jaramillo will take a break. 1:20 left here in the third quarter. And the foul being charged to Armbrust, so that's her first. Ira Gomez to the painted area, and too strong off the glass, and that's a rebound by Hajani. Hajani doing the shake and bake there to try to get those defenders off of her. Kapoor in the far corner. 1 minute left here in the third. Hajani, mid-range jumper to tie, off back iron, and then the rebound goes back to Corona for Live Oak. Final minute of play here in the third quarter. We are all tied at 32. In a highly competitive game here tonight at Branham High School. Gomez to her left, looking for an interior pass, but there's nobody open. Picked up the dribble, and Conlon has it beyond the three-point line. Conlon to her left, terminates the dribble to Munson. 4 seconds left on the shot clock. Does Munson realize it? Kicks it back out. Adrian Gomez for three, misses everything. That is a shot clock violation, at least I thought, but Branham got the rebound before it changed hands. Knezovic in the front court. Nice feed to Kapoor, goes off glass and in. Kapoor with 4 points off the bench. She gives Branham the lead, and she gets herself to the line for the three-point play. And the foul being charged to Ali Conlon, and so Rhea Kapoor has a chance for a three-point play here. It's be one of Branham's biggest leads since the first quarter. Off front iron with the free throw, and the free throws are becoming a problem here for Branham. 16 seconds left in the quarter. Gomez gets up to the front court. Gomez off glass and in, and we're tied once again at 34. So 6 seconds left. Branham has one final shot here before the quarter's over. Hodgeny picks up the dribble, kicks it out. Armbrust at the buzzer, off left iron. And that is how this third quarter will end. So a fourth quarter, which should be very exciting, awaits us. But as it stands right now, after three, Live Oak and Branham are tied at 34 apiece. We will have more to come from Branham High School in San Jose on CreaTV. Do not go anywhere.
This show sucks.
What the?
Don't like this program? Did you know you could create your own?
Really?
Yeah.
What the?
First, there are a few things you need to know about copyright. Copyright is any intellectual property that is protected by law, such as literature, movies, music, and more. If you want to use intellectual property, you must get permission from the owner.
But what if we can't get permission?
Legally, you can't use it because you would be at risk of content removal and lawsuits. However, copyright fosters new and innovative ideas.
If I want to produce content, but I can't get permission for intellectual property.
We can use our own creativity.
Copyright! Just remember, copyright is all around us, which means I must be going.
Cool. Now I want to make my own video.
Fourth quarter action here at Branham High School, all tied at 34 between Live Oak and Branham here on CreaTV Sports. Glad you are able to join us tonight. Hopefully taking a break from your Christmas shopping. Nice feed on the baseline to Gomez, and a little bit of extra English there off the rim to get it in, as Live Oak will call a 30-second timeout. Adrian Gomez, who has been the star tonight here for Live Oak, 12 points to lead her Lady Acorns teammates. And a timeout being called by Live Oak. It is a 30-second timeout. And while we have a timeout, we do want to take another opportunity to thank our sponsor for tonight's game. And that would be San Jose City Council member Donald Rocha. He is a representative of District 9 for San Jose, and he provided CreaTV with a very generous donation to allow us to bring you tonight's game here live on CreaTV. So again, a very special thank you to Councilmember Donald Rocha for a very generous donation to allow us to bring you Central Coast Section girls basketball on CreaTV. Both teams breaking their respective huddles. Live Oak with a 2-point lead once again. We are about 15 seconds into the fourth quarter here. Armbrust trying to find a way to break that full court press, and they're still having problems with it. Another turnover caused by Live Oak, and Gomez will settle this one down here. Adrian Gomez, she has taken the reins here tonight for her Lady Acorns teammates and has done a fine job at that. Leads all scorers on the Live Oak side with 12 points. And that is a nice turnover there by the Branham defense, getting their hands in the passing lanes. Gomez tried to recover it, but she rolled out of bounds, and so it's a turnover back to Branham. Got to mention one thing here. Rhea Kapoor has provided some nice minutes off the bench here for Branham tonight. Knezovic trying to inbound it and finds Armbrust near the Live Oak bench. And once again, you're seeing Live Oak. They are not letting up with a full court press. Jurcinovic going right into that trap, but she's able to make her way to the front court. Jurcinovic kicks out. Kapoor for three. Off far iron. It's a bit too strong, and I think Live Oak caught a break there because that was a good look by Kapoor. Gomez bringing it up to the front court. Both Gomez sisters are out there right now. Nice cross-court dribble there by Gomez. Tries to find Conlon on the bounce pass. Over Knezovic and gets it in. Well, if you're going to shoot over Knezovic, that is not for the faint of heart for anybody. But Conlon was able to put that one through. Live Oak now back up by 4. Drusinovic into the front court now, going right in front of the Branham bench. 6:23 left to go here in this fourth quarter. Still plenty of time. It's still anybody's game. Armbrust finds Kapoor. Feeds it inside to Knezovic. Goes right around Munson and gets it in. She made that look a little too easy there. Knezovic now leads all scorers with 13 points tonight for the Branham Bruins. And she brings her team back to within 2. Gomez picked up the dribble and feeds it out to Corona. Live Oak keeping it outside on the perimeter. Madrid trying to overplay the pass lane. Corona to her left side. Left-handed finish. Does not hit anything. Conlon off the underside of the backboard. Tried to extend it out to Knezovic, and it's a bad pass as Munson wisely let that one go out of bounds at the turnover right back to Live Oak. Hajani will check back in for Rhea Kapoor, who had some nice minutes off the bench. And so with that change of possession, it will be a new shot clock. Gomez inbounding it right in front of Armbrust. And now here is Corona at the controls. Crisscross dribble to her left side. A really aggressive drive there by Gomez, and she can't finish. Knezovic with the rebound. Hajani going up to the front court. Live Oak this time going with their transition man-to-man defense here. Drusinovic out to Hajani. Hajani to her right. Finds Armbrust beyond the three-point line. Has to pick up her dribble. 12 seconds left on the shot clock. Knezovic too strong with the mid-range jumper, and Munson with the rebound. Coming up on 5 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. Gomez bringing it up court. Thought about kicking out to Corona. Back to Ira Gomez for 3, and that is off the glass. Didn't even get iron, and Drusinovic with the rebound. Drusinovic pushing it up ahead to Madrid. Madrid, transition 3, and it's too strong off our iron, and that's a rebound by Ira Gomez. But Armbrust going to the deck to get the loose ball. Possession arrow is going to Branham. And substitutions now as Kendall and Reagan Kirk will check back in place of Corona and Munson. 4:43 left to go as Live Oak still holding on to a 2-point lead, 38-36. Armbrust feeding it inside to Knezovic, drawing the double team. Knezovic, nice spin move around her left shoulder, draws the foul, gets the shot off. She will get to the line for 2 free throws.
Live Oak foul, Reagan Kirk.
And that is Reagan Kirk's 4th personal foul. So she is in a lot of foul trouble. 1 more foul for her, and she is out of this game. First free throw from Knezovic is good. And she brings Branham back to within 1. And so this will force head coach Mike Kiefer to go to his bench. Alex Jaramillo will check back in as Reagan Kirk heads to the bench with her 4 fouls. Reagan Kirk does have 6 points on the night, so she's had a solid effort. Knezovic splits the free throws. Drusinovic tried to get the offensive rebound. And this will go back to Live Oak as it was last touched by Drusinovic. 4:27 to go here in this one. Live Oak still leads by 1, 38-37. Jaramillo bringing it up to the front court, goes to her right. And Adrian Gomez now in front of the spectators. Nice cut there by Ira Gomez, and she goes off glass for the finish. Ira Gomez now with 6 points off the bench and stretches that Live Oak lead back to 3. Armbrust with possession goes into the front court. Puts it out to Drusinovic, tries to drive baseline, loses control, and it's going to be a turnover right back to Live Oak. Good defense there by Live Oak, and head coach Mike Kiefer calls a timeout. Pace getting a little too frenetic for his liking, but both these teams do really like to push the pace just a bit. But as you can see, once again, there is just a lot of difficulty right now for Branham. They have really been having a hard time trying to find an answer for that full court press. So you can see head coach Josh Lagarde is pointing out some things to his Lady Bruins squad. And each possession becoming much more valuable as we're at 3:51 remaining here in this one. And just an observation here, it's really hard to believe that we are staring at Christmas just being 5 days away here. Of course, with the turn of January, league play will be coming upon both of these teams. In fact, for next game for both these teams, for Live Oak, their next game will be on the 22nd. They're going to go to Santa Clara to take on the Santa Clara Bruins. And for the Branham Bruins, their next game won't be till after Christmas, as they will be hosting the Los Gatos Wildcats on the 27th. Back to action we go as Jaramillo brings it up to the front court. Kendall Kirk with possession here. Jaramillo going across the free throw line, looking for somebody to kick it out to, and finds Kendall Kirk. Kendall Kirk with the head fake, drives the lane and gets to herself to the line, and that looks to be a foul on Jurcinovic, and if that is, which it's now been confirmed, that is her fourth.
Fourth personal foul, 14th foul.
14th foul on Branham. Live Oak has 6 on their own. And Kendall Kirk at the line. First free throw is up and no good. Off right iron.
Kendall Kirk at the line.
Kendall Kirk with 4 points off the bench. In fact, she was battling a little bit of an injury. Wasn't even sure if she would even have playing time tonight. And she splits the free throws there. So Live Oak now stretches their lead back to 4. Armbrust with possession now, going mano-a-mano with Ira Gomez. Bringing it up to the front court. Hajani for 3. This is big if it goes, and it's off right iron. Nice offensive rebound by Madrid. Madrid thought about the 3, but feeds inside to Knezovic. Nice overplay there by Kirk, and it's a turnover right back into the hands of Ira Gomez. Live Oak making some nice plays in the passing lanes here. 3:03 to go here in the fourth quarter. Live Oak a 41-37 lead over Branham. Jaramillo with possession right in front of the fans. And Kirk out towards the center logo. Nice cut inside by Conlon near the baseline. Cannot finish it. Knezovic with a big rebound. Armbrust to Jurcinovic. They're trying to find a way to break this Live Oak press. Bit of a rainbow pass to Knezovic. Kicks it out. Madrid. Key 3 if it goes. Off back iron, and the rebound by Ira Gomez. Live Oak breathing a sigh of relief there. Those were a couple of good looks from 3, and those would have been huge if they had gone. Conlon, a little two-man game with Adrian Gomez. Met right up at the top by Knezovic. Jaramillo, mid-range jumper, rims it in and out. Hajane cannot corral the rebound, and that is huge because that's a turnover right back to Live Oak. That prompts head coach Josh Lagarde to use a full timeout. 2:11 to go here in this one.
A full 1 minute.
And this is going to be really nervous time here for the Branham Bruins as each possession is slipping away from them. In fact, that last sequence there for Hajane, who was not able to get the rebound, ended up being a very key turnover there as possession goes right back to Live Oak. You can see on the bench there, head coach Josh Lagarde plotting out some plays here for his team. And really the long and the short of it, they need to get some shots to go down. They've had a couple of good looks at some threes here the last couple of times up and down the court, which they have not been able to cash in on. But something else that has loomed a bit large here, their inability to hit the free throw consistently is a big reason why they are trailing by 4. Adrian Gomez will inbound it underneath the Branham basket. And finds Jaramillo towards the three-point line. She'll launch from 3, and that's off right iron. Nice tough rebound there by Kendall Kirk. And she cannot get the second chance opportunity to go. And Knezovic with the rebound, and she'll bring it up herself. And she draws a foul in the backcourt that looks to be on Kirk, and if it is, that's her fourth. And that is confirmed.
Live out foul, Kendall Kirk. Fourth personal foul.
And so these are big free throws for Knezovic. She leads all Branham scorers with 14 points. In fact, she leads all scorers with that total. But she has missed some big free throws, which really, if she had converted them, Branham would probably be tied right now. First free throw from Knezovic is good. So Live Oak with 17 fouls, so that puts Branham in the 1-and-1 bonus. So we'll definitely see how they will adjust their full court press if they do. And Knezovic comes through with both free throws at a very clutch time, and that brings Branham back to within 2. Reagan Kirk with her 4 fouls is in the game right now. And brings it up to the front court as Jurcinovic is with her step for step. We are within 2 minutes here at Branham High School. Let's see what both these teams do. Can Live Oak hold on, or will Branham come away with a victory here? Reagan Kirk, a big 3 if it goes, and that's too strong up back iron. Nice box out by Madrid. And that's going to be an over-the-back foul, and that will probably send Madrid to the line.
Live out foul, Allison Conlon.
And the foul is charged to Allie Conlon, her second of the night. And Maya Madrid will go to the line. These are big free throws. This could potentially tie the game.
1-on-1.
Remember, this is a 1-and-1 bonus, so Madrid needs to make the first free throw. And she rims that one in. Madrid, a freshman on this varsity team, and she's logging some very important minutes here. This free throw could potentially tie the game. It's up, and it is good, and so Branham has now brought it back to a tie game. We are deadlocked at 41, 1:30 to go here in this one. How will this game finish in regulation? Nice drive by Reagan Kirk. She was met right up at the top by Knezovic. Gets her own rebound and finishes.
Reagan Kirk.
Reagan Kirk now with 8 points on the night. That could potentially be a big basket as Live Oak now leads by 2. Jurcinovic into the front court. Loses control, but she draws the foul. Reagan Kirk with her 5th foul, and that's going to do it for her tonight. As you can probably tell, head coach Mike Kiefer is not happy with the call.
Personal foul.
And what's even worse now is that it does send Branham to the line.
19th foul.
And it's the 19th foul on Live Oak. It's a 30-second timeout for Branham.
Timeout, Branham, a full 1 minute timeout.
It's actually a full timeout. Just got a confirmation there. But again, some big free throws coming up for the Branham Bruins. 1:07 left to go here in the 4th quarter. Branham Bruins were having some issues with the free throw early on in this 3rd quarter. Actually back in the 3rd quarter since we're in the 4th now. But as time passes, the free throws just become that much bigger, and really have to credit Jurcinovic for drawing the contact there. Just to catch you up on some of the top performers tonight, Adrian Gomez leading all Live Oak scorers with 12 points tonight. Katarina Knezovic leading all scorers with 16. Sarah Jurcinovic, the only other Branham player in double figures, she has 10 and is at the line currently. First free throw misses, and on the 1-on-1 bonus, you need to make that first free throw. And Knezovic with the rebound, and Branham will call another timeout.
Timeout, Branham. A full 1 minute timeout.
And with that timeout for Branham, you hear head coach Mike Kiefer to my left. He has really been pleading his case to the officials on a lot of calls tonight. You really got to give a lot of credit here to this Live Oak team. They have really fought through a lot of adversity tonight. And if they win, of course, that will improve their record to 7-3. However, Branham as well, they're looking to also improve their record to 7-3. They will only have about a week to sit on the result regardless of what it is, because they won't play again until after Christmas. As I mentioned earlier, their next game will be on the 27th of December against Los Gatos. Trusinovich will inbound it right in front of the Branham bench. And here is Armbruster with possession here. They feed it inside to Knezovic. Hajane for three, and that cannot go. Branham's not been able to buy a three-pointer tonight. Madrid with a key mid-range jumper, and Madrid has tied this one up. All tied at 43, 36 seconds to go. Adrian Gomez, 10 seconds left on the shot clock, goes to her left. Mid-range teardrop, it cannot finish. Big rebound by Kendall Kirk. She cannot finish on the second chance. Knezovic with the rebound. It's a jump ball. Possession arrow back to Live Oak. And Mike Kiefer will call a full timeout for Live Oak as we are all tied at 43. But got to tell you, I got to credit Maya Madrid for that very clutch mid-range jumper. 9 points off the bench tonight for the freshman. And she's logged some very, very important minutes, especially with the injury to Peyton Scatini early on in the first half. We have not seen her return ever since she took that hard fall. And from what I can tell, I believe she is sitting on the trainer's table with a different t-shirt on. It's actually the commemorative t-shirt for the Lauren Clay Memorial Game, and doesn't look like she is going to return anytime soon, at least not tonight. And typically, Maya Madrid is one of the only bench players that Josh Lagat does go to, but I got to tell you, Rhea Kapoor has logged some very key minutes and has come through with some nice plays during the course of tonight. So 21.4 seconds left. Adrian Gomez is going to inbound it underneath the Branham basket. Does Live Oak have another basket in them, or does Branham make another stop? Inbound to Jaramillo. Shot clock is off for this one. Gomez, a three if it goes. And there's another foul as Gomez is going to go to the line. Armbrust got the contact. She cannot believe it. And these are big free throws now for Gomez. For Armbrust, that's her second foul of the night. And none bigger than that, because Gomez now has herself at the line. And she misses the first free throw. And if you're Branham, you could breathe a little bit of a sigh of relief on that one. Second free throw on the way, and she gets that one to go. Third free throw for Gomez. She cannot get it to go. Jersinovich with the rebound. Branham going up, and the clock seemed to have stopped, and now it goes once again. 13 seconds to go. Knezovic drives the lane, off the glass. She gets contact and goes to the line. That is another foul on Kendall Kirk. And if my math is correct, that is her fifth foul, and she'll be out of this game. First free throw for Knezovic is up and good. All tied at 44, and indeed that is the fifth foul on Kendall Kirk. And so, in a strange coincidental twist, both Kirk sisters have fouled out of this one. And this will prompt a substitution. Ira Gomez checks back in. And so with that free throw by Knezovic, we are all tied at 44. Or at least it's 44-43, beg your pardon. Gomez with the rebound off the miss, and Mike Kiefer calls a timeout. It looked like we had a scoreboard error, so we are tied at 44 right now. And with 6 seconds left, really at this point, if you are Branham, you really don't need to foul. In fact, really, if you can avoid it, you really don't have to. You actually do have a foul to give if you really need it. You just want to make sure that Live Oak is not in the act of shooting if you do. And so they do put 2 seconds back on the clock, so 8 seconds left. That's still plenty of time to bring it up the court and try to set up for one final shot. I have to tell you, this has been quite the grind here in the fourth quarter for both teams. Trying to get a very important non-league win. Let's try to get themselves ready for league play. Branham in the Blossom Valley Athletic League Santa Teresa West Division, while Live Oak is in the Santa Teresa East Division. Corona inbounding it underneath her own basket. 8 seconds left in this one. Gomez comes up to help her out. And the clock didn't start. Live Oak went all the way up to the front court, and the clock never started. So there have been a couple of times where the clock has had a delayed start. I'm not sure if that's a technical malfunction or what, but this has happened a couple of times here in the fourth quarter. And so finally we've got the clock situation all figured out. And so 5 seconds remaining here. Does Live Oak have one more shot in them, or are we headed for extra basketball here? Jaramillo calls for the ball. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Jaramillo looking for a chance off the glass. Cannot get it to go, and we are headed to overtime. Well, extra basketball here tonight at Branham High School, and we will have overtime for you right here on CreaTV Sports. So we'll step aside for just a minute. When we come back, overtime between Live Oak and Branham, all tied at 44. We're in for quite a finish here on CreaTV. Don't go anywhere. More to come in just a bit.
This show sucks.
What the? Don't like this program? Did you know you could create your own?
Really?
Yeah.
What the?
First, there are a few things you need to know about copyright. Copyright is any intellectual property that is protected by law, such as literature, movies, music, and more. If you want to use intellectual property, you must get permission from the owner.
But what if we can't get permission?
Legally, you can't use it because you would be at risk of content removal and lawsuits. However, copyright fosters new and innovative ideas.
If I want to produce content, but I can't get permission for intellectual property,
We can use our own creativity.
Copyright! Just remember, copyright is all around us, which means I must be going.
Cool. Now I want to make my own video.
Overtime here at Branham High School. We are all tied at 44 between Live Oak and Branham, so this will be a 4-minute overtime period. The team fouls do carry over, and for Live Oak, they have 10 team fouls, which puts Branham in the double bonus. Branham wins the overtime tip, and they have first crack at it. Madrid at the far corner going back and forth with Armbrust. Armbrust going to use the screen from Knezovic. Tried to use the pick and roll, but Knezovic was not ready for it. Mutts it in the front court, and she picked up the dribble one too many steps, and it's going to be a traveling violation. So a bit of a key break there for Branham as they now have their second possession of this overtime period. Knezovic brings it up to the front court. Knezovic has been the star tonight. She leads all scorers with 17 points. Tried to feed inside for Armbrust. She didn't finish her cut, and now Live Oak has possession. Gomez in the front court now, a minute in, and still no bucket has been scored. Jaramillo swings it around to Munson. Munson maybe thought about the three for a second. Gomez, step back jumper, too strong up back iron, rebound by Jersinovic. Jersinovic will bring it up to the front court, going step for step with Corona. Now here is Armbrust looking for a passing lane, and she will dribble it around. 18 seconds on the shot clock, 2:45 left to go here in this overtime period. Madrid has it going to her right. Bounce pass to Knezovic. Knezovic driving the lane, and she loses control, and Gomez has it. She pushes it herself. Adrian Gomez, teardrop, and gets it in. Adrian Gomez now with 14 points, and she seems to be favoring that right ankle a bit. May have come down on it a bit awkwardly. Trying to play through it just a bit, but she is in a lot of pain. Knezovic drives the lane, off glass, cannot get it to go. Offensive rebound, puts it in. 19 points now for Knezovic, and Adrian Gomez is still struggling with that ankle. And that's going to force head coach Mike Kiefer to use a timeout. And she is in pain nearly to the point of tears there. She was struggling with that a lot. And I think when she went in for that layup, she went down awkwardly on that right ankle. Yeah, I got to tell you, she's got a fighter spirit there, trying to fight through that ankle injury, but she just could not go any further. And so that prompts a timeout call by Live Oak. We're deadlocked once again at 46. And you can see just what an advantage Branham has with a playmaker like Katarina Knezovic. Getting the rebound off her own miss and putting it right back in to tie things up at 46. She leads all scorers with 19 points. And she's really been a big reason as to why Branham is still in this one. And coming out of the timeout, Live Oak will still have possession. We're at 1:58 left in this overtime. And looks like Adrian Gomez is okay. She probably just needed to get off that ankle for just a second. So it's Gomez, Conlon, Corona, Ira Gomez, and Alex Jaramillo out there for Live Oak. For Branham, it's Hajane, Madrid, Jersinovic, Knezovic, and Armbrust. Bounce pass to Jaramillo for three, and rims in and out. Rebound by Knezovic. Hounded by a double team there for a second, and she finds Madrid up ahead. Madrid brings it up for the rest of her teammates to join in the front court. 1:30 left to go here in overtime. Jersinovic goes to the right, feeds it inside to Knezovic. Knezovic fights for the double team, tries to draw the foul, and she can't, and Ira Gomez with the rebound. Ira Gomez trying to push the pace, and she cannot get it to finish, but she gets her own rebound, and she loses control, but however, last touch by Branham, and possession remains with Live Oak. 1:11 to go here in this one. Adrian Gomez inbounds it underneath the Branham basket. Looking for Corona, but a nice read by Jersinovic on the steal. Jersinovic tries to drive it herself, cannot finish off glass. The rebound to Ira Gomez. Now it's Jaramillo going across the far sideline, and she draws contact from Armbrust, and Branham did have a foul to give. And so that stops the clock at 57 seconds, and so Branham does not have any more fouls to give. The next foul will put Live Oak in the 1-on-1 bonus. Ira Gomez takes the inbound, 53 seconds and counting. Looking for Corona. Nice use of the head fake, and Corona with a big bucket.
Isabella Corona.
She got Knezovic up in the air and calmly knocked down that mid-range jumper right along the baseline. Live Oak now leads 48-46. A full timeout used by Branham. 46.8 seconds to go. And what a good one this has been between these two schools. As mentioned earlier, they are working their way through their non-league schedule. And after this one, Live Oak will not have much time to sit on this result regardless of what it is, because their next game, as we mentioned earlier, is going to be on December 22nd against the Santa Clara Bruins. So one Bruin team wasn't enough for their schedule. They had to set up a schedule with a second one. Now Knezovic will inbound it underneath her own basket. And finds Jurcenovic. What an overplay there by Adrian Gomez for the steal in the backcourt. Gomez trying to find some contact there. She does draw the foul on Armbrust, and that will get her to the line for the 1-and-1 bonus.
Fourth foul, Taylor Armbrust, fourth personal foul. Seventh team foul. Adrian Gomez at the line, shooting 1-on-1.
The gym goes to pretty much a dead silence. You could hear a pin drop here. First free throw on the way from Gomez is good. Adrian Gomez now with 15 points for Live Oak tonight. Arguably none bigger than these free throws here. Second free throw from Gomez is good. 16 points now for the starting point guard for Live Oak. 40 seconds left on this one. Branham needs to score here. Armbrust almost forced into the backcourt, but Knezovic helps her out. Drives the lane, and she cannot finish. Rebound by Conlon, and now it's in the hands of Adrian Gomez, and they are forced to foul in the backcourt, and that couldn't have ended up any worse for Branham. A very key missed layup for Katarina Knezovic, and Live Oak has an opportunity to potentially put this one away.
Personal foul. 18 foul.
And that's the 8th team foul for Branham, and for Kyra Ambrose, she has fouled out of this game. And Rhea Kapoor checks back in for Branham, and Adrian Gomez is back to the line again.
Adrian Gomez at the line shooting 1-on-1.
First free throw from Gomez is good. Very key to hit that first free throw on the 1-and-1 bonus, which she has done the last couple of times, and now that lead for Live Oak has stretched to 5. 25.7 seconds to go. Second free throw is up, and it is good. 18 points now for Adrian Gomez, the junior guard, and she comes up with another steal. She comes up with another steal, and it's another timeout called. A full timeout for Live Oak. And that full court press, which has caused Branham so many problems tonight, it has really caused her offense just to flat out malfunction tonight. And you can really say that Adrian Gomez has been the big reason as to why Live Oak may come away with a victory here tonight. Because we're at 23.7 seconds to go in this one. Really, for Branham to have any chance of staying into this one, they really have no choice but to foul. With 23.7 seconds left, the shot clock is off. Jaramillo will inbound this one right in front of the Live Oak bench. And she finds Adrian Gomez. Kapoor has to foul immediately, and she does so. A couple of seconds ran off the clock, however. 21.4 left as Adrian Gomez will head back to the line. She has 18 points on the night. And that is the first personal foul on Kapoor. Once again, the gym going into a dead silence. Gomez misses the free throw. Rebound by Jurcinovic. And she needs to get up into the front court. She needs to do it now. Branham needs a quick shot. They're letting way too much time go off the clock here. 10 seconds left. Kicks it out. Madrid, a three. Bingo!
Madrid.
That was a big three by Maya Madrid. But right now at this point, you have to really say that Branham may have taken way too much time to get that shot off, because now we're at 5.5 seconds left. And Branham using a timeout. Both teams are now officially in the double bonus. And so it's going to be 2 free throws regardless. So for Branham, what they really need to do is they need to foul quickly and hope that Live Oak maybe just misses both free throws. And if you're Live Oak, thankfully for you, it's pretty simple. You're probably going to get fouled right on the inbound. All you really need to do is make at least one of these 2 free throws, and you pretty much got this game sealed up. Jaramillo will inbound it. Right underneath her own basket. Gets it into Corona, and she is fouled. About a second and a half off the clock there. 3.8 left, and so for Isabella Corona, only thing she will need to do is make at least one of these free throws, and this one is over.
19 foul. Isabella Corona at the line. Shooting 1 on the line.
And there's a little bit of a correction here on the team fouls. So Live Oak still in the 1-and-1 bonus. So Corona needs to make this first free throw. On the way, and it's good. Isabella Corona may have just sealed this one up for Live Oak tonight. 3.8 seconds left. Live Oak up by 4. And barring a miracle, they will come away from this one with a victory. Second free throw is good for Corona. Live Oak up 54-49. Here is the inbound to Kapoor, to Jurcinovic. The clock starts up a little bit late. Shot at the buzzer by Jurcinovic is good, but they will wave it off. They said no basket. She got it off a little too late, and this one is over. So the Live Oak Acorns with a 5-point victory in overtime over the Branham Bruins by a final of 54-49. What a game this was tonight here on CreaTV Sports. We will take a quick break just to step away for a bit, and when we come back, we will wrap things up here from Branham High School in San Jose. What a game this was tonight on CreaTV Sports. We will have the final tallies here in just a little bit.
This show sucks.
What the? Don't like this program? Did you know you could create your own?
Really?
Yeah.
What the?
First, there are a few things you need to know about copyright. Copyright is any intellectual property that is protected by law, such as literature, movies, music, and more. If you want to use intellectual property, you must get permission from the owner.
But what if we can't get permission?
Legally, you can't use it because you would be at risk of content removal and lawsuits. However, copyright fosters new and innovative ideas.
If I want to produce content, but I can't get permission for intellectual property,
We can use our own creativity.
Copyright! Just remember, copyright is all around us, which means I must be going.
Cool. Now I want to make my own video.
Welcome back to Branham High School as we are looking at the second half highlights here on CreaTV Sports. The Live Oak Acorns coming away with a victory in overtime 54-49 as they overcame a strong performance by Katarina Knezevich, leading all scores with 19 points, but it was not enough. There you see Maya Madrid there with a basket. She had a very key role tonight for Branham, 12 points off the bench. But really tonight it was about Adrian Gomez, as you see here on the baseline drive. She led all Live Oak scores with 18 points and really had a couple of nice passes there, as you can see there on that feed to Allie Conlon at the end there. But 18 points for Adrian Gomez, had a lot of key free throws there. There you see right there on the block by Knezevich, but what a finish by Reagan Kirk as she cleans up the mess there. And really the story tonight here from Branham High School is that Live Oak really put the clamps down with that full court press, and Branham was really not able to find much of an answer for it. And so with this result, the Live Oak Acorns will improve to 7-3 on the season, and the Branham Bruins will fall to 6-4. And that will wrap things up here from Branham High School. For everyone here at CreaTV Sports, my name is Philip Kern. We thank you for joining us tonight. It's been a pleasure to bring you this live coverage of Central Coast Section girls basketball. There you see here our credits, our producer and director, Luis Costa, our engineer in charge, Justin Calgo, our audio engineer and graphics, Aya Tooney, our replay engineer tonight is Ricardo Branuelos. And, of course, our camera operators and production assistants want to thank Kimberly Fienvo, Donna Wallach, David Amaral, and Carolyn Wynn. Thank you again for everybody for tuning in to tonight's presentation on CreaTV Sports. And thankfully, our big thanks here to the Live Oak and Branham Athletic Departments, and also our sponsor tonight, San Jose City Council member Donald Rocha. Thanks again for joining us, and it's a good night to you from Branham High School in San Jose.